making Saints Central
your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees are Roger Goodell. Yeah, funny like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sports talk from your favorite sports fam. We up in this thing. Shout out to the Who Dat Nation. Top the Eagles, 20-10, man, and big win for the black and gold, man. They get the win, but right now, the Buccaneers, they got the ball and they marching to score right now. They got 2:18 on the clock, so this is the game a lot of the Who Dats are paying attention to, after them taking care of business against a Jalen Hurts-less Eagle club. So good win by the Saints, but is it enough? Is it enough? Will it be enough? So only time will tell, my friends, on how that will look. So anyway, man, it's just been the Saints take care of business in the matchup against the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat them 20-10. The defense had to come alive and stop them. The defense had to come alive. So anyway,
8th catch over 100.
Let's I think this is this. Let me bring this into frame, man, and give a congratulations to Cam Jordan family, because Cam Jordan, man, according to this, Cam passes Ricky Jackson for franchise record in sacks. Defensive end Cam Jordan sacked Gardner Minshew 3 times in Sunday's win to become the Saints' all-time leading sack king with 115.5, one half more than Pro Football Hall of Famer Ricky Jackson. So congratulations to Cam Jordan. First and foremost, Cam passes Ricky Jackson for the all-time sack record. That is astronomical. He took Ricky Jackson's sack record down. Cam passed him today. That's big. Thank you, Smallville, says Q. We have enough wins to stop the Eagles from getting a top 10 pick. That's right. We really should have lost the Falcons and Browns games, but the NFL got involved. Yeah, that's big, man. Thank you, bro. Congratulations to Cam becoming the all-time sack man, bro. That's big for Cam Jordan at so many levels. All right, so let's get into it, family. Let's do the statistics right now. Y'all guys just stay with us, because soon as the Saints go live with the post game, we'll cover it here. Y'all just stick with us. All right, 20-10 Saints get the victory, man. Hit the like button, family, for this when they win 3 in a row. And, man, the Saints are 3 in a row with Dennis Allen under the position. So Saints improved to 7-9. All right, 19 first downs for the Saints versus 11, 7 of 16 on third down versus 3 of 12 by the Eagles. They were 0-2 on fourth down. Saints 1-1. 66-53 total plays, 313. They were tied up total yards. Saints average just under 5 yards per play. Eagles went up to 6 Passing 246 versus 183. The Saints passing game literally just fell apart in the second half, but the rushing attack was huge. Saints had 35 rushing attempts for 130 yards, almost 4 yards per carry. The Eagles were 67 yards worth of rushing, 15 rush attempts, 4.5 yards per rush. And reason why that wasn't high enough because the Saints did a very good job of taking the clock away from the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. The offense just couldn't do anything in the second half. The defense, not only they had to close the door, but the defense, Marshawn Lattimore, had to pick 6 Minshew to put the kibosh on the game. 8 penalties by the Eagles today for 49 yards. They helped the Saints. Only 3 by the Saints. 2 turnovers. We knew the pick 6 was huge. The penalty that the Eagles had, the holding penalty, which pulled the touchdown off the board, and another penalty that forced them back into a situation where they had to punt was critical, big against the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Saints had 37 minutes worth of time of possession against the Philadelphia Eagles, who had 22-56. And the Eagles are a top 3 team in possession of the clock. So this was a big win for the Saints. They win 3 in a row. And like I said, it could all probably mean nothing if right now, currently, Carolina and Tampa Bay are at the 2-minute warning. Tampa is marching right now, and they have the ball. If they put up a touchdown here, that's pretty much put the game over with. So we'll see how that ends. But right now, the Saints did what they were supposed to do in a big way and handled the business. So as it stands, it's a positive, man, of doing it. But Cam Jordan, man, what a way to go for Cam, man, and getting an all-time sack record, man. That's got to be big for Cam. I know that meant a lot to Cam Jordan. But let's look at the individual statistics, shall we, fam? Let's start with the Saints right here. Hold on, let me shrink it a little bit more so y'all guys can kind of see it. There we go. All right, so Andy, hold on. Is it still not where it's supposed to be? Hold on, let me shrink it a little bit more so y'all can see it. There we go. All right, so anyway, Andy Dalton, 18 of 22 for 204, 9.3. He really died in the second half, gave us nothing. He was sacked 6 times for 38 yards. He threw a pick at the end of the first half. And Andy Dalton literally died in the second half. He gave us nothing in the second half. Thanks to Taysom coming in there and doing what he did. 2 for 24 on the day for him. But really, the Saints rushing attack, well, Elvin Kamara, another good day. Positive day, 16 carries for 74 yards, almost averaged 5 yards per run for Elvin. Taysom was 14 rushes for 46 yards. He had a touchdown. Enu Benjamin even got involved, 2 carries for 10 yards. Adam Prentice helped get a first down as well in the matchup. Rashid Shaheed was clear away the best receiver today, 6 catches for 79 yards off of 6 targets. Jawan Johnson, 5 catches for 62 yards off of 7 targets. Chris Olave, 4 catches for 42 yards in the day as well. And Troutman, 1 catch for 16. Taysom, 1 for 9, 1 for 9 for Eno Benjamin. And Elvin, 1 catch for 7 yards in the matchup. The defense, Demario Davis, 7 total tackles on the day. Marshawn, his first game back, big game for that brother. He really Marshawn Lattimore was huge in the day for the Saints. Not only was he second in tackles, but he also had that pick 6 that really helped out. The Saints had 6 sacks, a pick 6 in the matchup. You won't talk about big time football for the black and gold defense, man, finishing off and handling the business and doing what they were supposed to do, man. I just got to give them all the credit in the world on how they handled things today and closing the door. Cam, 3 sacks on the day in the game, 1.5 by Caden Ellis, 1.5 by Carl Granderson. And the Saints were just phenomenal, getting to the Eagles early and often, and the defense closing the door. Shout out to Will Lutz, who hit 2 field goals as well to help out the Saints, 1 for 54. Another one, a chip shot to help out Blake Gilligan, 6 points for 256, putting 5 of the 6 inside the 20. Did you hear me now? 5 of the 6 punts Blake Gilligan put inside the 20-yard lines to pin an already struggling Philadelphia offense in the back. 18 of 32 for Minshew for 274, touchdown in the pick 6 that killed him. He was sacked 6 times as well. Sanders was held to 61 yards on 12 carries. He averaged over 5 yards per run. And the reason why wasn't nothing really shaking and baking on the place because, like I said, the Saints dominated the time of possession. Devonta Smith was the top guy, 9 catches for 115 on 13 targets. A.J. Brown, 4 catches for 97 yards in a 70, and he had that 78-yard long touchdown catch to kind of make it a game before the Saints defense broke it open. And of course, Minshew fumbled twice, recovered both, and had that pick six. But T.J. Edwards was the top man, 11 tackles on the day for those guys. And the Eagles are losers of 2 in a row. They got to take on the Giants next week to get the win, so they can clinch. The Saints prevent them from doing all of the stuff that they wanted to do, which is have a better playoff seat, a better, well, actually having that higher pick. The Saints kind of took it to them today, and it was big, man. And shout out to the Saints defense, because the Saints offense, boy, they died on us in that matchup. Applied Pressure says, great win for that nation. Happy New Year to you all. Great content. Thanks, Big Q. And the great Saint Think Tank. Thank you, Applied Pressure. Appreciate you, family, as well. And momentarily, we'll have Dennis Allen to run up to the podium, prepared to Dennis to be a little cocky. You know how Dennis Allen is. He gets a little cocky after a win. You don't get many of them, so he'll be a little cocky. Deputy Mario, what's up, my friend? He says, Big Q, what up, bro? Wanted to speak before I head to work today. Shout out to you, my brother. And please be safe out there, my friend. Appreciate you for chiming in. And thanks for the super chat. Appreciate the family members. A quick update that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now up on the Carolina Panthers 30-21 with 1:54 left to go in the game. So a lot of time, Carolina has 3 timeouts. So this Tampa Bay, this is a game that the Who Dat Nation is very interested in learning the outcome. So, but still in all, a good win. All right, BP says, I'm happy we won nonetheless. But yes, indeed, fam, this was a good win in many levels, because what happened was the New Orleans Saints came into this matchup and they handled the business in great fashion. Defensively speaking, from an offensive standpoint, they were able to kind of set the tempo early when they dominated the first quarter of the game with that 9-minute possession. And then that kind of carried out for the rest of the games. And also, we can give a big shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles offense, because the Philadelphia Eagles offense was awful. I mean, they were terrible. They were terrible, and really only got the lucky quick strike down the field to A.J. Brown. That little foolishness is all they had, because they had 0 false starts, holding. Just, they were awful. This was, to me, did not look like a number 1 team in the NFC. And a lot of people were saying that the Eagles were going to blow away the Saints. And I'm like, nah. If Jalen Hurts was there, you might have a point, because the Saints struggle with his skill set and what he does. But Minshew, if you got Gardner Minshew in there, you got a chance. And that offense, they were horrible. Minshew was all over the place with his passes. He had a few drives when he hit on a few things. But outside of that, then people had to kick a 54-yard field goal just to be able to have 3 points so they won't get blanked until they had that lucky touchdown throw. So this was an ugly game for the Philadelphia Eagles in many respects, and the Saints defense had to close the door on this game, because the Saints offense literally died out there. They died out there. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't block nothing. So it is what it is. Black preacher man, sports fan, brother Khalip is here. So thank you for the super chat. Here go Dennis Allen up on the podium, fam. Here you go.
An outstanding football team that we played against today, and be able to come out of here with a win. I think that, look, I've been saying this the last few weeks. You know, we got a gritty, tough group, and there's a lot of fight in those guys in that locker room, and they continue to do that. So, really proud of our team, players, coaches, everybody. An outstanding football team. Well, I think we executed. You know, look, I think there's a lot of talk about Taysom. I think we got Taysom involved early. I think we got Taysom involved late. He's a big part of what we did in terms of helping us win this game. You know, I thought we threw the ball pretty well early in the game. when we were good on third down early in the game. Uh, it became more and more difficult as the game went on. You're down basically what amounts to three starting offensive linemen against that defensive front. It's a tough deal to do. But I told the guys in there, man, just the way that they finished this thing out, pounding the football there at the end was really impressive to see, especially being down three offensive linemen. It was huge. Yeah, huge. Man, he did a great job. I think the DB coaches, made a couple adjustments over there on the sideline. A play that we kind of anticipated we might get, and that did a great job of jumping the route and finishing it. You know, that's the other part about it. We've had some opportunities throughout the season, and we haven't quite finished like we need to. And yeah, he finished the play. It was huge. Look, we knew that this was going to be a game that it was going to be hard for us to win the game kicking field goals down there. And so we knew we were going to have to be aggressive in certain areas, and that was an opportunity that we felt like we could be aggressive. Um, Look, the next time we were down there, I thought about going for it again, on fourth down. Um, but we took the points there to make it a 2-touchdown game, and felt like at that time that was the right decision. Does that mean I'm a big part of it? Cam won't let me take credit for it, but I'm gonna take a little credit. No, that's awesome. It's awesome. Cam's been a great ambassador for our organization, for the entire National Football League. He's been a great player, and probably an even better person. And so I couldn't be happier for a guy, and it's an awesome accomplishment.
What have you just learned about the team maybe the last 3, 4, 5 weeks? You started to get on.
Well, I don't know that there's something that I found out about him. I think I already knew. Like I've been saying this, I think we have a tough, gritty group of guys, and I know that we haven't won as many games as we would have liked, but when you look at all the things that this team's been through this year, and to continue to fight and scratch and claw, and we've been in every single game, and we found a way to close them out in the last 3 weeks. So that's been good to see. I mean, that's the type of team that I think we can be. I just think it shows that we're on the right track. We're not there yet, but we're on the right track, and we're moving in the right direction. And to have success, it starts with the people that are in your building, and I think we've got a lot of the right people in our building. Yeah, look, we're still playing for something. I haven't paid much attention to it, so I don't even know what happened today. But I think our focus really has been just take care of our business. And we set out, 3 weeks ago that we wanted to try to go 4-0, and that's all that we could really, control. And so we've been able to get 3 of them, and we got another tough opponent next week, and we'll be excited about going home and playing those guys. Well, look, I mean, yeah, Marshawn's not the best communicator in the world either. I know you guys have tried to talk to him before. So, yeah, look, I mean, it's been a challenge, but I also know that, man, I've been with Marshawn here since 2017, and he's battled through things before. I mean, look, last year he, broke a thumb, in the first game of the season and had surgery, and I think he missed a week and was back right after that. So look, it's just good to have him back. Thought he played well today, and excited that he's back in the fold. Yeah, well, look, we like a lot of what Alonte's been doing. We like a lot about what Paulson Adebo's been doing. We like a lot about what Marshawn Lattimore brings. These are good problems to have. And so, look, we felt like that was the game plan going in. And, I feel like we played pretty well defensively today. So I feel like that kind of worked in our favor today. Yeah, look, I mean, we've been repping Trevor at, the jumbo tight end, for the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I don't know that it's fair to have him repping in one spot, repping in one spot, repping in one spot. And then all of a sudden we're just going to throw him out, and there could have been a lot of shuffling of the deck that could have potentially been involved in a move like that. So we felt like, 1-for-1 plug and play, feel good about Landon Young. Look, we'll see where we're at next week. We'll see what the plan will be next week. We'll talk about that. But we felt like in this game, that was the right thing to do. That the challenge. Look, I thought I really felt like, really after Ram went down, even the first half, I thought we did a pretty good job. It became a little bit more difficult, later in the game. I feel like those guys, overall with what they were faced with, I think overall they did a pretty decent job. I think Andy would tell you there's probably a couple that he might have been able to step up in the pocket and maybe avoid one of them. But look, it was, it was big for those guys to be able to step up and at least give us a chance, and that was good to see. Figured once he walked in, y'all be done with me. All right, appreciate it.
Shout out to brother Black Man Sports Fan Khalid. Appreciate you, bro, for the super chat. Also, brother Rich Rules, thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, I was thinking about that, bro.
How
thank
things
you.
were going? You're asking. Yeah, I mean, I felt like everything was clicking. Right, first and second down was really good. So we got us in third manageable situations and had some really big third down conversions. But we ran the ball really well in that opening drive. And man, if you can run the ball well, it sets everything up. And we kind of saw that early in that game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Fourth and short there. And, we talk about this gaining numbers, with me in a quarterback. And that was just one of those design runs where let's get heavy personnel. And we got enough faith and trust in our guys to get us a surge and get us 1 yard. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a reflection of our leadership, from the top down. I think if you see some of your leaders, coaches, or players that aren't giving, what you expect or what you're used to seeing, I think that can trickle. But I think it's been the exact opposite. I think you're seeing guys, put more into it and say, hey, the expectation is that we're going to go and put our best foot forward, do everything we can to win every game, and we've seen that. And it's nice to come out and have some momentum, have some confidence, looking to the future. Yeah. I mean, look, I got a lot of respect for that defense, that front seven. But I think that goes to show you how well our guys played up front too. it's a tough situation to line up and run the ball when you know it's going to be run and be able to reel off a few first downs and to get on a knee. So, man, that does a lot for the team offensive, especially up front, their confidence. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair question. I don't know. Just it's hard to give you a really insightful answer just off the top of my head. But I think early in the year we've had a lot of turnover here the last few years, and I think you're trying to figure out what is this team's identity going to be, and as you get to the end of the season, you start to see who we are and what we're going to do, and again, I think it's a reflection of really good leaders in the building. And guys stepping up and making plays when they've had the opportunity to finish games. I mean, I think it's kind of a whatever it takes, I was joking with Jawan. Jawan for 3-4 plays in a row was coming across the line of scrimmage and having to kick out, defensive end that knows it's coming, and it's that mentality that hey, I'm coming, but we're still gonna be successful here, and I think everybody has accepted their role and embraced it, and you see a positive result when that happens. Yeah, I was wondering. I thought Andy was trying to make fun of me back there, and he's really looking at the game. Thanks. It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. He's been a teammate for 6 years. He's a guy that I really respect. He's a great locker room guy. He's a great leader, and we talked about the identity of this team and figuring out who we are, and he's one of those guys that's right in the middle of all of it. So to see him have the success that he has had, and to see him break the record is pretty cool. Oh, good. Thank you.
All right, shout out to the Who Dat Nation, man. We up in this thing. Shout out to the Great Saint Think Tank, man. We doing it, man. Listen, it's a good win, regardless of how you see it. Very good win for the Black and Gold winners of 3 in a row. First time that's been done in the Dennis Allen administration ever. He never did that as a head coach. He won 3 games in a row here, and the Carolina matchup that's currently going on right now is down to 4 seconds. Tampa Bay. Carolina does have the ball, and it's 4 seconds remaining in the game. So they kind of holding on, and really Tampa Bay kind of took off in the fourth quarter and put 20 points up on you. And that's not supposed to happen. Carolina letting this one slip through their grasp in that one. So anyway, let me move on, and we'll go back to any press conferences or whatever is left in there. But really, the reality is that the Saints did a masterful job today in terms of the defense handling the business, and we as an organization, we need to do better. Now the Saints, I said an organization, 7 wins, and of course, does this change the Dennis Allen thing? We knew the Saints were going to keep Dennis Allen, even if Dennis Allen would have lost out for the rest of the season. They still were going to keep him. They were not going to make a quarterback move, a QB change, or not a QB, a coach change that soon. They weren't going to do it. That's just what they do. So let's go back to Andy Dalton. This man almost lost us a game.
I
Here
think
we go.
if you just look at our season, we've had games similar to the last couple, but we haven't been able to finish them. And the last several games we've been able to find ways to win. And I think it's one thing when you look at our season, and look back at several games, and say, man, if we would have done 1 or 2 more things, then the record could look a lot different. Yeah, I think it's exactly what we did. I think we set the tone early on of what we were going to be today. And there's ebbs and flows of the game, which is natural of how this thing goes. But for us to start fast that way, have a long drive, end in a touchdown, I mean, that's exactly how you want to start. I've followed Cam for a long time, just being the same draft class, and so I mean, it doesn't surprise me that he set the record. I mean, it's such an unbelievable achievement for a guy that does things the right way and is a great player. So yes, I'm definitely thankful that I'm on the same team as him.
Has he brought it up yet? In the locker room?
Well, we knew he got a game ball at the end. He set the record as he should. So, yeah, I think he's feeling pretty good today.
Offensively, you guys came out so efficient. Third down conversions, fourth down conversions, in that first quarter, first half. What ways your offense clicked early as a team for you guys?
We were in a great rhythm, and I think that's one thing. It felt like we were getting in and out of the huddle. Guys were making plays. We were efficient in what we were doing, and I mean that allowed to have that long drive. I mean, you're converting on third down, fourth down, whatever it took, and I like that we were aggressive, going for it, and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, that's how you want to start the game. I think everybody's happy Marshawn was back out there. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a testament to those guys, our group that we have. We have a ton of guys that just step up whenever their number's called. I mean, I think it goes from Doug and Zach getting those guys ready to go each week, and I don't think we missed a beat out there. For sure. I've got a ton of confidence and faith in those guys, and I mean they've proven it each week, and so ton of confidence in everybody. Yeah, there's no quit in this team, and I think that shows a lot. I think when you look at how you finish the season, there's a lot to say for that, and there's a lot that you can carry over. And you want to be playing your best football at the end of the year, and I feel like we're doing that. Thanks, guys. Go Frogs.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
All right. There it is. All right, so we're going to kick that off there right quick. Yeah, shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the building on this one, family. We had this, the black and gold did everything they were supposed to do insofar as the defense handling the business and getting the win against the Eagles, which 3 games in a row. We often talked about the quit, and does it change things to a degree about where the Saints go insofar as with Dennis Allen. A lot of people want Dennis Allen gone. I'm with you. I don't like Dennis Allen. He, in my opinion, he is not a head coach. But the reality at the end of the day is the Saints wasn't going to get rid of Dennis Allen. They weren't going to do a head coaching change after 1 year unless the floor completely fell out. And that's the reality. And the floor didn't fall out. The Saints actually put together wins on the back end of the season. The NFC, like we just showed you the banner there, the Buccaneers won, which means they clinched the South and eliminated the Saints today, which we knew the Saints were eliminated for some time. But beating the Eagles on the back end of the season without Jalen Hurts, and they got the Carolina Panthers in Week 18 to close out. The Saints want to close out strong. That'll help the hopes and the prospects moving forward. Does it change that the Saints end the season on the 4-game winning streak? I can't tell you that it does. Me personally, I don't like Dennis Allen. I want him gone. But it does introduce a new dynamic to the equation that if Dennis Allen wins out and he finishes on a 4-game winning streak, that he has indeed figured out something that simply needs to make changes. It does provide the Saints organization leverage to come at you with, as opposed to it being totally one side or other, because people will teeter on the line and say, well, if he changes this and get a quarterback, what does he look like then? You know, the issue is, can he build a steady team? Because really, your team is a window team. We only have a couple of years under. You have a Cam Jordan. Cam just eclipsed Ricky Jackson for the top sack leader in, and that's a big statistic for him to take down the sacks of the great Ricky Jackson. And we still got a game left to go, and Cam still have some time on his contract. He can not only, set the record, but break, tie the record, but break it and then add to it. And it's going to be a long time that we'll ever see a lineman come into this thing. And of course, Cam is a first ballot Hall of Fame defensive end. I mean, Ricky Jackson, for goodness sake. But it's big, and it does introduce some interesting thoughts about Dennis Allen coming forward. It does give the Saints, unfortunately, leverage to be able to come at you. And people that's teeter-tottering, whether or not he comes back or not, it does still have that compliment to it. So here's Laddie Daddy, y'all.
I'm open to him to if this come, just showing them how to read routes, and just from my play, they look at a lot of stuff from when I'm playing. He come to me like, bro, I got this from you. So that's big. And I'm open to helping him, Debo, anybody that need help with. That's my little brother. What's up? 1,000, 1,000. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, equal out, but I still owe down. It's all good. I mean, we doing what we gotta do. As we know what type of team we is, and once we get in our rhythm and do what we gotta do, everybody know what type of team we is. So I just give it the confidence to move forward. That's it. We ain't really worried about nobody else. It was hard. It was hard because I've been back to practice for like 2 weeks, and I just didn't feel it. You know what I'm saying? So I was mad about that. Cam been on me, saying he need me and everything. So it was just I got to get out there. Really it was just like a leap of faith with this one. Like I still felt it a little bit, but I had to be out there with my team. That's real. Nah, this is my first time dealing with something like that. Right. Yeah, definitely frustrating. Just wanted to be out there and make a playoff run and all that type of stuff. Everybody been talking to me, asking me how I'm doing, and it was just kind of hard. I had to stay up though. I didn't get depressed or nothing like that. I just had to stay up and keep fighting through it. That's it. Cleveland, game before that, I just didn't want to come back, but I just I wasn't ready. Oh no, we all happy for him. We gonna turn up with him, always. Yeah, tomorrow we gonna do it. So, all right, y'all.
All right, there it is, fam. That's Laddie Daddy, man. Cool as the other side of the pillow. Laddie Daddy. Here come the sack master himself, Killer Cam. He about to pop up there momentarily. But here we go.
Anyways, hello. Yeah, we got a win against a team that hasn't lost a lot. Granted, it was against Gardner Minshew and not Jalen Hurts, but you have to play wherever you play. Um, I think that our D line was up to the challenge. Carl Granderson had like 2 sacks. Caden had a sack, fell off one. I got the third one. I think that our defense showed up and showed out today. There was a crucial 3rd-and-1 that we needed, got that done. There was a crucial 4th-and-1 that we needed, got that done. I think our unheralded heroes would be, of course, the nose tackle shy Tuttle on that 4th-and-1 big stop against a Pro Bowl caliber center. It takes a whole team. You talk about Marshawn showing up and getting on the field and doing what he does. You love to see it. I've been you heard him. I was pressing him for weeks. But you got to be right to play this game. You got to, you got to be mentally acute, if you will, to be a part of that DB position. And when he's healthy, he's one of the best.
You got the full breakdown of the team, but what's that football, the record, all that stuff? What's that mean?
I'm a Fu Manchurian, and I'm stepping into 2023 with the beautiful Fu Manchu intact. It won't be here long. I'm over it. I'm just overly happy and excited to give the Lord praise for waking me up this morning, giving me breath well into 2023. All of, what are we, 16 and a half hours into 2023, and we had, 3 sacks today. That's one heck of a way to start off 2023. Don't know what tomorrow's going to hold, but January 1 was a good day.
Just what kind of for you guys today, but it seemed like constant pressure and kind of you guys not looking for.
It was one of those games that eventually you're going to find. You're going to find you a quarterback that wants to escape through the B gaps, wants to, sort of, I wouldn't say hold the rock, because he started dealing and wheeling and dealing in that second half. But just one of those things that all the games were working. They had an offensive lineman missing, and whatever that was, we were in sync. We knew going into this game it'd be our D line versus their D line, and their D line had how many sacks? 6, 7. Our D line had 5, 6. I mean, we're going tit for tat. I'm talking to Brandon Graham as as we're switching out. I'm like, hey man, just know we're still coming. He's like, we're gonna get the deal done. Not with my D line. And love that friendly banter. You talk about how stacked their D line is. They rush 5. I dream of that. No. I don't know. Have no idea. But no. What I said was you have to be mentally acute to play the DB position. You have to be sharp. You have to be 100%. If you're injured and you're thinking about what all it takes to get on the field for a DB, maybe again he's talked about his ribs being feeling right, feeling whatever it is. For him, he had to be at the mental capacity to take on his position, be able to cut, change, and do everything he needed to do. Whereas if I break a rib, pop a rib, I'm going forward and I'm hitting somebody. He's got to be able to plant, stick, move, and react off of a wide receiver. I don't know anything about DB position, but I do know, as we're playing, I'm probably playing around 15, 16 miles per hour, and he's probably playing at 21, 22. So he's a 4.3 guy. I don't know what that means for me. I'm a 4.69 unofficial. That was when I was heavier, so I might be faster. Who knows? Been turning the edge a long time. God is good.
Pretty nice to have him back out there.
Absolutely. In fact, like I said, I've been telling him that I was like, hey man, we need you. He's like, I'm almost back, and whatever it is. And you see the type of game-changing plays he can create when he's out there.
Sack number 3, did you know in that moment?
No, because I didn't know if they gave me sack number 1. So I thought technically that was 2. I needed another one. It was that 3rd and 1. I wrapped him up and he sort of fell, and I was like, what was that? Because he went for the pass, but sometimes they don't give it to you in that limbo. I'll take those. I wish I could have like the Michael Strahan freebie, but it is what it is. Absolutely. If you look at the last 11 years of my career, after I earned the right to be on third down, you go from rookie year having 1 sack, starting 15 out of the 16 games to where I'm at now. I just needed opportunity. I knew I was a pass rusher. I knew I was an edge rusher. And I told him my second year, I told Bill Johnson, I said, give me a chance. I know you'll never have to worry about it. I told Sean Payton when I first got drafted, I said, all right, let's do this. I came with the mindset to be the best that I can be. I don't want to just be a pass rusher, though. I'll let you guys label me however you want to. But just know that if there's a first down, second down, 3rd and 1, I'm going to be on the field. I'm not jetting up the field. I'm not turning at 12. I'm fighting for each and every yard. They don't run on my side for a reason. Let me just think about how many weeks ago that was. I think I told you at the time, everybody in the building had their hand in the losses. Everybody in the building was not okay with where we were at. We were the problem, but we were also the answer. And the answer is continue chopping away, continue following your process, continue striking how you know how to strike, continue paying attention to the minor things, continue pushing on, because this is a football season. This is not something that just is a 1 week make or break. This is a marathon. Guys get hurt, guys get injured, guys, are in or out, whatever the case may be. It's always the next man up mentality. It's always focus on what you can control, and that process has got us to this point. Now I don't know where we are in the playoffs. I'll let you figure that out. I know we got 1 week left, and I pretty sure we played the Panthers. I'm a very week to week guy, but I'm pretty sure we played the Panthers, and that's what we're going to control. We're going to focus on. We're going to control what we can control. Yes, Trust Levels is one of the best podcasts out. We're finished, so I'm looking forward to the next season, probably next year. Yes, it is January 1st, 2023, and God has been blessed me enough to take this breath and get 3 sacks walking in 2023. All right, continue. I'm sorry. Depends on that game. Each game had its own recipe for either win or loss. So I can't just say over the season this is that direct correlation. You say TOP, time of possession, was a huge one for us. As you can see, first half of this game, I think defense was out there 12 to 15 plays, 3 or 4 series tops, and our offense had that first drive at 10 minutes. That's huge. That type of situation, that's easy to see why we were taking advantage of our second and longs or third and longs, whatever it was. It was favorable for us as a team. And then, of course, games that we lost, you could see that there was turnovers that we didn't match, whatever it was. It was 2 or 3 turnovers versus our 0 or 1. You can't lose that turnover battle. There's, again, in every game, there's going to be a recipe for why we won or why we lost or whatever it is. All we can do is continue striving for a perfect game. And this game was by no means perfect, but we did get the job done. So we're trying to learn from our mistakes, whatever we made on the field. We'll look towards this last game, Carolina, and try and get this win. We didn't cover this already. Getting a player like Marshawn is game changing. I think that, what Marshawn's able to do on the field, there's a reason why everybody was pushing him to, hey, come back. Because, again, when he's healthy, I think I said this already, when he's healthy, he's one of the best. Probably verbatim. I don't know. Tom Brady's like 75, right? So half that. I'll take 37 and a half. I for sure remember my first. It was against Cam Newton, week 16 in 2012. Not to be confused that I played in 2011 season. I just didn't make one till 2012 because I had like some late hits that happened, whatever it was. I had a couple sacks taken away from me. It went from I'm good year to okay, we've got some work to do. And then I was able to earn my ability to get on third down. Second year, I think there was a pivotal game probably against Philadelphia in itself with Michael Vick that I had my first 3-sack game. Then it gets a little blurry. There was maybe some Josh Freemans in there, some other, it was like a myriad of Tampa Bay quarterbacks. No doubt. Lots of Matt Ryan. He's been good to me. Happy New Year's, Matt Ryan, if you see it. There was a lot of Cam Newton. Appreciate you, Big Dog. Best draft class, 2011. There was some Jameis Winston. Love it because we talked about it, and he didn't realize I had sacked him that many times. I sent him a reel while we were on the plane his first year here. But honestly, I think I've also had just as many great mentors that, I keep saying the best mentor is a mentor that he doesn't know he's a mentor from. I'm learning. I'm taking things from him. Guys, when I first got to league, John Vilma and the way he broke down film. Rest in peace, the defensive end, Will Smith, and his tenacity, his mindset of, being more than just a pass rushing defensive end. He could set the edge. He could, be a 4-eye. He could be whatever you need him to be. And as much as he loved the pass rush, he knew the importance of playing the run. There was guys like Big Baby, Cedric Ellis, to start me off and just try and accumulate knowledge, try and steal pass rush moves from. Looking around the league, seeing guys like Calais Campbell, the way he took the games and wanting to know how to play run just as well and the pass just as well. It was becoming a leader and being an example for all my young guys, from Sheldon Rankins to David Onyemata, probably the last high draft pick D tackles we've had too. Guys like Trey Henderson, You'd even say one of the most explosive defensive ends I'd seen to date in Junior Gillette. And um, he went his way and earned some pass rush from guys like Trey. Again, the double swipe. You had Alex Okafor, Turk McBride, Z, Daryl Taps. I mean, there's been so many defensive ends I've had the pleasure of being around. So many defensive linemen I've been honored to play with. As much as they learned from me, I stole their moves too. If I saw something, I was try to emulate, copy it, and take it and make it mine. And of course, I've always had my chop grip, whatever it is, chop club, arm over, um, and just been pushed each and every year. I've always had a phenomenal line in terms of mindset of everybody wanting to win each and every snap, pushes each other, especially Marcus Davenport, who had 9.5 sacks this last year, this year, whatever it may be, health reasons, this playing time, whatever you want to call it, he still comes to practice and he pushes me to be better than I am. So it's always going to be a shout out to defense and even being able to, take from him some different aspects of the game because he has a hell of a speed to power, probably unrivaled. I've seen flat back a lot of offensive linemen over the years. Probably with the jersey. I think I stowed away the jersey in the bag. I wrote a little message on it and I probably sent it to my mom. I probably sent it to my wife, but she doesn't care. Not to say she doesn't care. It's just it's going to hit a little bit more with moms. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm gonna say I'm like shadow box it for her and send it her way, so she has to take it. I'm not gonna really give her a choice. I'm like, hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, Happy belated birthday, and give it to her. So she's a December baby, so they always get gypped in their birthday situations, anyways. Man, good old John Randall, that's my dog. I mean, how many times I talked to him, Chris Dolman, about pass rush when I first got into the league. Rest in peace, Chris Dolman. Um, what I'm saying? They're like those extended family members. I was born in Minnesota for the first 4 years of my life. Went to Arizona. I was really, I really consider myself an Arizona kid because, all my first hugs, kisses, crushes, driving, all that other stuff was Arizona. So I'm an Arizona boy, 602 through and through. CHS, Chandler's finest. But you talk about John Randall. That's one of those stories you're never not going to admire. One of those undersized underdog stories. He had to put weights around his waist to quote unquote make weight. He had, the mindset, tenacity to be a whole another monster, and he proved it each and every time he took the field. To be a part of that, that's special in itself. And yeah, I'd say, the last 11 years, if you say I've had a down year, my down year is still pretty decent. Have no idea. Again, I'm gonna control what I can control, and I know we got Carolina coming up. We're gonna, take this 24 hours, good 24-hour rule in effect. Go back home, enjoy some apple cider, sparkling apple cider with the kids, and treat it like it's Happy New Year's that it is. It's been a blessing to go home with a win on Christmas and New Year's. We're walking into 2023 with the win, and we'll try and get the next one this upcoming week. Appreciate y'all. I'm leaving.
All right, fam. That was Cam talking, man, and listening to him, man. Congratulations to Cam Newton. Excuse me, Cam Jordan. He was talking about sacking Cam Newton. But shout out to Cam, man, as he got the sack, man, on this play.
100 yards for Smith.
Right here to win, to get the job done right here. This is the sack that Cam got right here that broke Ricky Jackson's record right there. So a shout out to Cam, man, and what he did today, and the Saints defense, how they stepped up and turned the table on this game. So, man, let me tell you something. It's awesome, to say the least. And one of the family members asked me a while back, says, Q, why you think it's a window here? We only got 2 older players. Not so fast, my friend. The reason why I say that is because if you look at the Saints contract, the windows, it's all correlated based on the contracts of some of your better players. The Mario Davis and Cam Jordan's contract mirror each other. And also within that same span of time is also Elvin Kamara, even though he has an extra year on his stuff that go up to 2025, but you got to look at the money. Nobody going to pay Elvin Kamara $27 million a year, especially the black and gold, and he back in 3 years from now. So something going to be done. And of course, the Saints, they do have opt-outs in some of these agreements, but realistically speaking, if you look at guys like Michael Thomas with his 2024 his contract, and according to Sport Track, you have several voided years preceding that 24 year. So after the year 2024, you have voided or phantom years inflated into the contract, that's how the Saints do. That's how they're able to get through things with these voided years. But Michael Thomas, Elvin Kamara, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, all these players, these are your best players. They all are in that same window. And even if you want to add Tyrann Mathieu to the fray in the next couple of years that he also feeds into the same window. So when we talk about winning in the window right now, that is the window in which you're dealing with. Before Demario, Cam, whatever you got in Tyrann Mathieu, Michael Thomas, all of their agreements are going to be voided, and they might be in a different area of play level talent wise. You see, they get a little older, that kind of thing. So your best players right now are currently in the back end of that window. So that's how I look at it. But outside of that, man, does this save Dennis Allen? This is a discussion we'll have for another day because we have plenty of time to talk about this. The Saints get a win today is a positive because you start off the new year with a win. You beat the Eagles without Hurts. It's all good. If you beat the Eagles, period, they're still a talented team. We get the win. Whether we get in the playoffs or not, the reality is that when we crossed the threshold and we had to get people to help us by losing games you've already lost, because we did the same thing last year and it didn't work out for us. So in the end, you got to handle your own business and not have somebody else to do it for you. So the Saints failed in that regard, but they can still finish out on a positive note, and they'll be more inclined to do that. But going into the new year, they went out and they finished on a 4-game winning streak. That does help Dennis Allen a lot, to the chagrin of a lot of people who don't like Dennis Allen, like myself. To our chagrin, it does help him. It really helps him a lot. All right. So what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, I don't know why he wasn't out there either, bro. I mean, maybe that's an adjustment the Saints can make in the final game of the season, is he's a first-round draft pick. We need to see Trevor Penning out there. Trevor Penning should have been in this game starting, because if you had Landon Young, and Landon Young was getting destroyed out there, getting pushed all around. Even if you had to put Penning, I know Penning used to play, they don't want him on the right side there. They usually play on the left, but Hurst is there. So put him on the right side, let him get a little work. Ramczyk played on that opposite, played a little left for a little bit, then he moved him right and kept him right. But if you got Penning, he's a first-round draft pick. At some point in time, you've got to get these people out there to give him some room. So I don't know why he wasn't out there today in a starting capacity, because they most certainly could have used him, because the Saints' offensive line deteriorated. The offense grinded to a complete halt in the second half. Dalton started taking sacks. The offensive line started allowing him to be sacked. He got scared and held on to the ball. There was nothing going on. So the defense had to take onus and put the game over with. And that's exactly what happened. So we got the Carolina Panthers that fought tooth and nail with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this week. And it'll be interesting going up against them. So, we'll be looking out that. So anyway, that'll do it for the stream tonight. Listen, I appreciate you guys for chiming in on this episode of Tacoma. Saints come up with the win. Saints stop Eagles 20-10 to improve to 7-9. They can get to 8-9 against the Carolina Panthers this upcoming week, and it'll be the final regular season game of the season. So this is getting in, but it's going to be a very busy off season. You better believe it. A lot of stuff is going to happen with that coming up. So with that being said, man, please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, feel free to share the show links on your social media feed. I thank you guys for spending some time with me on this on this New Year's Day, man. The Saints get a win. Very positive. So happy start of your years. I hope you guys are going to have a lot of great and abundant things that happen on the positive side. And if you're in the precarious situation, please figure out how the way to get out of that said situation. You got toxic relationships that's going on. Please figure a way to get out of those situations and get peace and fulfillment and abundance in this year and beyond. So with that being said, we're going to get out on that note. Much love to the fam. Also, feel free to check out the Pro Shop. Links in the description section below. And we're going to holler at y'all on the flip side. Much love to the fam. Who that? And I'm out.
Yeah. Huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 huh? Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees are Roger Goodell. Yeah, fucking like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Your black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, the WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, and even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.